Okay, if your dog's not listening to you, your dog's not coming when called, there's bad behavioral problems, we're going to show you how to use an e-collar. We've got 5 tips for you that'll be life-changing. We've definitely benefited from the e-collar, so we're going to tell you how to do it, because if you don't do it right, it can be more headaches. But if you do it right and you do it the right way, it's awesome. So
life-changing,
it's
yeah.
life-changing. So we were at our wits' end. We didn't know what to do. We had a in-ground fence, really wasn't working. But we're going to show you 5 tips on the e-collar that we recommend. And really, it all comes back to recall. That's what we use the e-collar for. Because no matter what you're doing, where you're at, if you can have your dog, you push a button and your dog will come right to your side.
It's like her beeper. It's like her pager. We joke because that's what it is, and it works 100% of the time, I would say. 99.9% of the time.
She could be anywhere. We hit her beep button, and she comes and finds us. So even right there, she's like, whoa, wait a second, am I supposed to be doing something? So we'll show you what to do and how to do it, and then at the end.
And also the benefits of why we like this collar, because we have used different ones and different types of fences. So specifically why we like this collar, there's a lot of pros to this
so I'm going to just show you this collar real quick. You've got your button here for a sound. You've got vibrate. And then here's the static, and we'll get to the static and how that works as well. So the first tip that we talk about with the e-collar is to exercise your dog first. So the last thing you want to do is you come home from work, it's like, all right, let's go train on the e-collar. They're all pent up energy. It's going to be very difficult because then you're almost like overdoing it. You have to overdo it, and it don't make it that hard.
It's always a good idea to exercise your dog before doing any kind of training or any kind of behavioral training, really.
Yeah, because they're so amped up, and that you have to overdo it in order to get their attention. So if you run with them, walk with them, do fetch for a minute, and then you do the training, it's going to be a lot easier. So that's tip number 1, exercise first. Tip number 2, when you're using the e-collar, Tori, you said this, make it really easy for them. So you're going to just
set them up for success.
Yep. You're going to do really short distances. So just not very far from you. They're in the yard kind of looking around. You're going to beep them and then ask them to come to you and give them a treat. Right? And just praise the heck out of them. So they're like, man, I don't know what's going on, but when I hear a beep and I go to my owners, they really love that.
Yeah, and in the very beginning, when we were first starting, because I think she was confused too, because we had an in-ground fence, and so we kind of had to retrain her, and it was a little more difficult. So in the very beginning, we used like a really long, like 50-foot leash, and so we would beep, say come. If she wasn't really picking that up right away, you could just give a little tug on that leash, and she could get pretty far. So having that long leash really helped.
Yeah, and
that was something we saw on a different training video too.
But the long leash, what that does is allows you to let them go free, and you've got the confidence that, okay, I'm going to give a little tug on this.
You're in control still too, so
get them to come back. So that's number 2 is beep, do a close distance, and they're learning, okay, I hear that beep, I'm coming to my owner. And then as you work out from there, then you can go beep to vibration. And again, we're not using, so we haven't even used the static yet. You're going beep to vibration. And why we like this, and we'll link this in the description, the vibration is really strong.
The beep is really loud, and the vibration is a really strong buzz.
Yeah, and it
really just gets her attention way better than any other collar or thing we've used before.
Because with dogs, you're trying to redirect them. They're into something, so you're gonna beep them, and they're still not coming off of it, and now that vibration is really just gonna take her.
It really gets her attention.
And she's like, and you can tell it's not something that's hurting her. It's just something that she's like, whoa, I don't like this. I don't know what's going on, but it's just, I don't know what's going on, but I'm definitely not sure, and it's gonna redirect her. So the beep and the vibrate. So now she's learning, okay, I heard that beep. I'm gonna have to. I need to find my owners, and when she finds us, we praise her like crazy, and so then you're going beep to vibrate.
And vibrate is only when she's not responding to the beep. And at first, she really just responded to the beep. It's such a loud beep that she is like, it really just like redirects her. And we rarely use the vibrate.
Yeah.
We rarely have to. Sometimes if she's like on a bunny or chasing birds, or if she is playing with one of the puppies in the neighborhood. But if she's just like in a regular, state of mind and just not right next to us, the beep really grabs her attention. And there was something else I was gonna say, but keep going. I'll try to think.
Okay. Yeah, but to Tori's point, I think the big thing is, as you in the beginning, what you're going to be watching for is when is she going to, before she takes off, that moment before she takes off, you want to beep and you want to get on it before she gets too into something. So when you first start training, it'll be up to you to just kind of, first for a week, you got to really kind of watch and use the beep. And then she gets used to, like, I'm not even gonna, like, she doesn't even want to, like, you can see when she's gonna get into something, she doesn't even get into it anymore because she's like, I'm probably gonna get that beep sound, I'm just gonna hang out here.
Yeah, she's really responded well to that, just training and behavioral things. The other thing I was going to say is we do have a lot of neighbors with a lot of dogs, and she likes to go play with them, and it's we don't live on a busy street, so it's safe for her to do that. But with the other collars that we had, they wouldn't reach the yard next to us. So this actually, I will have to look it up and we can put it in the description, but I think it's like a mile.
This goes a mile?
Approximately a mile. And so that was great for us because she could be 2 houses down, and it works great.
We beep her and
from
she comes
inside
back.
Of our house too.
Yeah. So exactly. The other one we had was like a,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, it was like a 30 yarder. So
yeah,
it just
and it was
work.
way more expensive. This one's way cheaper and it works better in all aspects. So that's why we love this.
Yeah,
too.
so we'll link that definitely in the description. So those are our tips. So to recap really quick, exercise first. Make sure your dog's a little worn out. You don't have to be crazy about it, but you just don't want them full go and then you're trying to do this. The long leash, great idea. 50-foot leash, they're super cheap. It's a cheap leash.
You could even use a rope and just tie it onto their collar.
Yeah,
too.
just something.
Just some things to where you still have control, so they can't just run away from you, because that was our thing, like 2 winters ago. And then any time before that, she would just run away so fast. Like, puppies are so fast.
Yeah, and you just,
And she would not come back. So recall was our biggest goal with this.
Yeah, and if she's gone and then you're trying to do this and you're messing with this, it's just not going to work. Whereas you just stay consistent, beep, come to me. And now, again, the idea is the beep. Like, you don't even want to get into the static. And we didn't talk about that. But real quick, the static, you start on the... Yeah, if you have to use it, you start on the very lowest. It goes 1 to 18 levels, so or 16 or something. So you have that ability to start at 1, start at 2. They don't even feel it. 3, they don't even feel it. 4, you'll just notice. And what you do with that is, again, you beep, but you find that static where they just barely gets their attention. You're not staticking them just out of nowhere. It's just enough to be like, wait, what was something? Like, did a mosquito bite me or something? Like, that's how little it is, but it redirects them, and you have that if you need it. But the vibration is plenty, is what we found.
Yeah, she really doesn't, we don't need to use the static correction, but always beep first, because your goal is to just get that beep to work, and then you don't have to do anything else.
Yep. So we're going to show Frankie a little bit in action here of how she does it and just how well she listens to this and she hears that beep. And then the ultimate goal, and we're really close. We're not quite there, but we're really close. You don't need this. You just...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something too. Something else that it's wonderful for is that we also have like this path around our pond and property, and she can go off leash with this because we're really confident in that when we beep it, she'll just come right back to us. So that's awesome too, because she gets more exercise. She loves going on walks,
sniffing around. Yep.
On a leash. So that's awesome too.
Yep.
If you have a safe place to do that.
Absolutely. So yeah, check out this. We're gonna show you how Frankie does with the e-collar. Okay, so what we're doing now, Tori has treats just to kind of get her away from me a little bit. But what I'm going to show is just the beep and how she responds. So she is on Tori because she has treats, but I can get her right to me, no problem. And I'm going to let her get a little bit away here. So Frankie's not really sure what's going on, but here we go. So I'm going to hit, you can see what we've done. We've just put a dot there just so you don't accidentally hit the static, because that's what we want up here. So I'm going to hit it. Come here, Frankie. Come here. So what she was doing there, she was actually going to the front door because that's typically where, no matter where she is, we want her to go to the front door. So I just responded by saying, hey, Frankie, come over here. And she comes right over. Good girl. Good girl. So when she comes to me, I'm praising her like crazy. So now I'm gonna go out with Frankie. Come on, Frankie. Good girl. Come on, keep coming. All right, so she's gonna stay right there. And now you can hear her collar beep and Torey praise her. I was kind of talking over it, hoping her. So this is good for us. Something we haven't done in a while is to just kind of re-emphasize the beep, give her some treats. All right, we're gonna link all this in the description. We highly recommend this e-collar, and check it out, and we'll see you on the next video.